Okay, well, I guess that means it started.
Okay,
Yep, I think it's good.
we call the meeting to order at 6:03 PM. And we'll begin with the roll call.
Paul St. Alvin.
Colleen Hodges.
Alex Berardo for staff.
Nick Longo.
Norma Smith. Has everybody read the meetings, the minutes of September 4th? Make the motion to approve the minutes. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Eric, CLG grant, what are the updates in the CLG grant?
We had the last invoice processed. The original idea you may remember from last month was that I was told that it had to be wrapped up by September 30th, which was Monday, I think. And so, yeah, we were getting basically the last of it was you had to send copies of like the canceled checks and proof that they'd been deposited. And so we were processing the last of the checks the day before and had it sent out. So I was in touch with Sarah and Donna from RAHPHC, and they'd sent one other thing, which was the final report to put together, and then right after a notice that said, oh, the government extended the deadline to September 30th, 26. So we got a whole, not that we're going to take a whole year, but just to say it didn't get closed out literally that day because it didn't need to. So what that means is that there's the final report left to write, and then just gathering the evidence that the last payment to our consultant was deposited.
How does the match funding work? Do we paid 5,000 and the state is gonna?
Originally, the idea was originally that we were awarded 10,000 and then we I don't know about volunteer, but had to show, however it came about, a just under $5,000 match, which would have made the total project just under 15. But then we had all that trouble finding, like for 3 villages, 15 seemed not to be enough money for it to be competitive. So because the winning bid was 10,000, as far as I know, and from talking to them, I don't think we have to provide the match. I think they're just taking care of it out of the 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you charge them?
The 5 would have been in kind anyway. That was like the valuation
Yeah,
of,
that's what I was gonna.
our time. So, yeah, as far as I know, and I mean, they haven't indicated differently since, I think it's just gonna be covered from the grant, the 10,000 that we got.
Good.
Which keeps things easy to account anyway.
Yeah.
What's involved with the final report?
It's like a big narrative. It's just a million prompts of like, what challenges did you run along the way? How did you feel about this? So it's the book report at the end. But hey, it's all part of the process.
Yep, gotta do it.
Let me know if you want any help with it, like review it or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, I only glanced quickly at it.
I got all the
other
emails.
day,
I got CC'd on it too, so I've got it all at my
Yep.
place too.
Yeah, it's probably just a matter of doing it. Maybe a divide and conquer makes
Yeah.
sense. I'll take another look and see.
I haven't looked at the report yet. I didn't go to the eCivis
Yeah.
to look at it, so.
It seems like it's structured basically as a bunch of questions that you would just type the answer on the line underneath. So in any case, yeah, the thing is it's pretty close to being wrapped up. It's really just those 2 things. I don't know for sure that it'll be by the end of, or by like the time that we meet next month, that it'll be done, because I don't know how long it takes the town. I know they mail the checks through the mail.
Mail.
Yeah, so I don't know how long it'll take to reach David and then for him to deposit it, and then whether that means that it shows up on that month's bank statement versus the next month. So we'll see. Hopefully by this time next month it'll be closed out. If not, then maybe the following.
Okay.
But either way, we have 12 months technically to do these tiny tasks.
We don't want to.
No. But that's basically the update for that piece of it. Nick, I know that you had the Excel sheet. Should we look at that now? Since
Yeah.
it's CLG related?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Okay. So it is, maybe we zoom out just a tiny bit. I don't know.
Yeah, bring it down a little more so we can see some of the photos too. Yeah.
Seem like that.
Yeah. So what I did is I took the spreadsheet that was incorporated into the survey that David did, and I compared it to our town GIS. and came up with, quite a few, buildings that I believe should probably be on there. There were, a number of buildings that wouldn't even qualify. They were like new construction or knock half a building down and put, so there was quite a few that were just like, no way. But, I did find quite a few that, like I said, I believe, should be on the inventory. And those would be all the yellow highlighted ones, and obviously there's a lot of blank columns. I've hidden a lot of the columns. This is that form that has all that data on it, yeah. But I just wanted to keep the pertinent information here for display purposes. So, I found a number of things, like some of the things are a problem with the data itself, not necessarily the survey. Like, some of the lot numbers are, wrong in the data. I don't know if it's in the actual database that way, or just after many transpositions, it ended up with some loose ends in the spreadsheet. I'm not sure what happened with it, but there are a handful that, have, lot numbers that are different, and the column, I put that column F in there for lot numbers. I wanted to convert it down so I could easily recognize what I was looking at. And that's when I started
And
coming
the-
up with
yeah.
some variances in the numbers. And, so, and there's a couple of duplicates like that, Arkwright 1 Hill Street.
Mhm.
Yeah, and again, that could just have been a handling error on the spreadsheet.
I think there were only a couple of cases like that, and I'm pretty sure they were like rare instances of two dwellings on the same lot.
Yes, yeah, and there's a couple of those in there too, so it's not completely clear. Like
Yeah.
there's one that has, like 3 or 4 addresses hyphenated in there. And, I didn't sort all that completely. And then I saw other things in there, like, could you scroll down a little bit? Let's see what else we have in there. There were some that are listed on the spreadsheet and qualified as good and, contributing, but weren't red highlighted on the map that was included in the survey. Again, just small issues that we can tighten up as we go along. And then like C66 and 67 Harris Street, row 38. I believe that 66 should be on its own line because 67 was built in 2003. And it looks it when you look at it. I don't think it's, they must have knocked the old building down or something.
Probably.
So that one could be pulled out a little bit. Lot number on row 43 was incorrect. And then again, so what I wanted to do, because I don't have a lot of experience in evaluating a building, like, is it contributing or non-contributing? But I believe the ones that I have put on here in yellow highlight are contributing. And I wanted everybody to look at these photos to see if I'm on the right track.
That little one there,
Isn't that the house
Yes.
that's owned by?
it's owned by Riverview Nursing Home. It's
Riverview.
gonna be torn down someday.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a lot number, I can't see it from 83.
Yeah, let me try to zoom back in.
83. So let's look at
Yes.
lot number 83.
That's
The thing,
104?
because it's intact.
104.
It has not been altered all these years.
Yeah, it's pretty much original inside.
Yeah.
Cause me and Norma went in and looked at it.
Yeah, it's a shame that
I should say Norma and I.
it's okay. We'll keep it.
I do appreciate proper grammar in any case. Assuming this loads, okay. Yeah, so it's that
Yeah.
building right up near the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all boarded
So-
up right now.
Main thing I want to see was what year was it built?
This,
1920s or something?
Keep something.
that says 1870.
1870.
yeah, I thought it was in the
The
18th.
old hearth and everything is still in it.
Yep,
It's a
What's in
shame.
it?
The old hearth and
Oh, wow.
fireplace and
So
everything.
why are they tearing it down? I mean, it could be anything, right?
more
It's
parking.
Parking.
for
Yeah, the lot
Riverview?
right
for the
wrapped
nursing home,
around.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, what a shame.
I don't know why they
Oh.
haven't done it.
All those people that park out on the street every day that work there.
Yeah.
They'd have parking for them.
They haven't done it yet.
Well, it's too bad they gotta tear down something from 1870 for
Yeah,
parking.
A lot of land there. It's too bad they can't parcel out a little piece just for the house.
Yeah,
That
put
little back
somewhere.
thing right there.
But then they probably, what would they do with it? They're probably thinking like that. What would we do with this thing? It's gonna get all fixed up and all that.
Yeah.
still it is too bad.
It would have to be moved.
Yeah. And once they move it, then it's,
They would-
that's when,
They're not gonna do it.
yeah.
Who would pay for moving it?
The problem.
Mhm. Okay, maybe we'll go back to the
Mhm.
spreadsheet now, and let's see what else we could point out. So I guess we just scroll through the photos, and like that one right there, lot 16. That has, that newer garage, and it looks like there's quite a bit of modification, but when I look at it, I still see, I don't know what style that is.
Blow it up.
And in our Coventry Historic Preservation Commission guidelines manual, we have a really cool set of photos to help you identify the different kinds of buildings like federal style and
Yeah.
Queen Anne and everything.
Well, that one looks like it had a dormer put on it. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why I want you to.
Oh, okay.
enlarge it.
I know it's
That-
tough to enlarge. It's,
That, not that that matters, but that's what it looks like.
It changes the original style.
will it even give it to me here? Oh, no, 2 periods.
Mm,
There.
So, yeah.
So that's a
It's
gambrel roof?
gambrel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a gambrel with a dormer added to the back.
It's pretty awkward
Front.
too, huh, with those two windows so far apart like that?
Probably was done in the 70s or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And, they didn't have a lot of money to spend to create another bedroom up there.
Yeah.
But
So-
ooh,
So what do we do with
Probably.
a property like that? Is it contributing or non-contributing?
well, what is the year of
Yeah, we have to go back.
original construction?
That says 1956.
That's about, yeah, that's about right. I thought
So,
So-
I mean,
Even 56 could be contributing, but again, it doesn't have much going for it. So.
mhm.
I think it's fair to have rustled these up, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have these use cases, because this is the sort of thing that HPHC was probably assuming that they would have to do anyhow, to go out, same as you would have done, walk around, see what is physically out there, eyeball it, say, okay, this one looks like it could be on the line, and then look at it more closely, try to figure out when additions would have been put on or
And-
alterations
In
made.
1956, would they do a center chimney like that in 56?
Did you say 56 or 36?
56.
56? Yeah, because that's when furnace was, they'd run it right up the center of the house. That's a furnace chimney, most likely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just small. You can see that it's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That one right there is
Yeah.
interesting. That's a 1880s or something. I guess it's a mill house,
Mhm.
but maybe like for
Two-ply.
supervisors
Yeah.
or something. But it's kind of imposing, especially with the the bulkheads to go in the
bulkhead,
basement,
bulkhead,
right in the
yep.
middle of the front of the house like that. And then the two portholes above it.
I know, it makes me
That
wonder.
was- Again, the dormer was added to increase bedroom space because those houses were always that lower roof line all the
Yeah.
way across
And
where
like one and a
it's like
half
my
stories.
house was. There's bedrooms upstairs, except for the front one, it started like this because they,
Oh,
and did it. And,
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
had basically a 4-foot wall that the roof worked off of, and you can see it on that.
So the portholes
And
would
then-
just be like light in the stairwell or something.
Probably, yeah.
That's wild.
I think the stairwell is right on the other side of the front doors though.
Would this be a hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it's like
the
up and then
second
hallway
level.
and then
Yeah.
it's the other
The second
stairs here, I
level,
don't
yeah.
know.
And then the one above it I thought was pretty cool
I think
too.
that's a cool looking house,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, now, there's another picture, I think, on the database that's where it's been painted.
Oh, you're saying of this one?
Yeah, you can see, it looked like it was in process when that photo was taken,
Mm.
Yeah.
but then a later photo was in the database that, shows it when it's completed. I don't know, it was funny, because to me, it wasn't as impressive after it was painted.
Where would you have seen it?
There's two pictures in it.
Oh,
right there, there's just, you can select it. Yeah, see, now with it
Well,
painted.
They took the contrast out. It needs contrast.
Yeah.
It's kind of bland.
Well, look at
without-
all the gingerbread on that
I know.
added on porch over there.
Yep, it needed contrast around the window.
And I love the
and
big bay
gingerbread.
window, the real old style floor to ceiling windows on a bay window like that.
It's a cute house though. Where is that one?
That one is on Terrace Avenue in Harris.
Mhm.
Would that one be contributing?
Says 1910. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't-
and I was just gonna say, that's one that whoever owned that was probably a superintendent in the
Uh-huh.
mills or something like that. Again, it's like a double door, like if you took those
Yeah.
ugly storm doors off.
Yep, you'd
Mhm.
have a
that
double door.
Thing that's over it, and you saw the doors, they would be very nice raised panel double doors that they did back then. So that was,
So this would have been like an
And it-
upper middle class family
yeah,
here.
that would be in its day.
and it doesn't strike me as having been like,
Yep.
you know, yeah, the
Well, I-
exterior is like the cladding has
Mhm.
been modernized, but to some extent. But yeah, the shape of the building, that doesn't strike me as like having too many obvious alterations.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think that
That
they would
would be
find this
contributing.
helpful. Sorry,
I said that would be contributing, wouldn't it?
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, just not that I'm an expert either, but in the ones that I've seen in my own town, yeah, like buildings that they list as contributing will they'll stomach vinyl siding, you know, any day of the week if it's long as like the shape of the building itself hasn't been terribly altered. So I would expect
I like that one too.
this.
What is that style there
It's
called?
called a Foursquare.
Four squares, yeah.
They were very popular in the thirties.
Mhm.
Let's see what the year on that one is.
And I only know it because I did one in East Greenwich in the historic district, and I had to research the whole thing and learned a lot.
Uh, it wants to keep its secrets, I guess. There we go.
Foursquares are
Nice
usually
yard.
craftsman
19
type
Oh,
inside.
yeah, that's my favorite.
Say
style.
1920.
1920, yeah,
Yes, sir.
there you go.
Yep. I have to imagine that they're gonna find this helpful.
Yeah, scroll up and let's see what else is on there.
In the picture column, you're saying
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sidebar?
And you got the number 62, which is your typical mill house.
Yeah.
And I thought number 79 was interesting too. That was
I like the
Like they
entrance.
put a dormer on that.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's almost
And
1920
which
century.
street was that one on?
she said it's 79.
you can just look on the spreadsheet too.
Now that we've zoomed in though.
Yeah,
77.
79. I think it was one that was incorrect and I haven't,
Yeah,
oh no, it was just added on there.
Oh,
There it is,
Highland.
row 46.
1914, that was close.
Highland Avenue,
Said
1914.
1920.
Hmm.
Oh,
And then that
the
one is
porch
the-
added.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Arkwright.
Mhm.
I didn't find much with Arkwright. Just like, I've been hearing at the table here is that
Yeah.
there's not a lot left in Arkwright
Yeah.
was true. So. But that's it. It was a very interesting project. The GIS system was easy to use and stuff, so
Mhm.
it was pretty quick and easy to get all that. So, yeah, I just wanted everybody to see that, and I thought that the pictures, I wanted to make sure that I had some backup to show
Yeah.
why did I think it should go on the spreadsheet, and
Yeah.
let you guys look at them and see if you think they should be given a shot to be on the thing.
Yeah, none of those of the picture, the ones in this column jump out to me as like, oh, that's obviously so much more modern than the period of significance would be like.
They're all examples of their time frame that
Yeah.
they were built in, so.
Well, what are you saying, Alex? Were you just,
I said, yeah, none of them jump out to me as like, be like far post dating, being more recent than the period of significance that.
Oh, they're not too far gone, in other words?
Yeah, like these are within, yeah, in other words, they're within the period of significance we would
Yeah,
assume. for
and
these
the
villages.
modifications that have been made to them haven't altered the house so seriously.
Yeah, not to the
Okay.
point that I feel like they
Okay.
totally are not contributing at all.
Good, so we have a lot more to show the state and with.
Yeah, and it makes it more,
Um,
it only fills it out, it only makes it
Mhm.
more complete, the record that ultimately this survey project, and then the National Register nomination form that it feeds into is gonna constitute. So I do think definitely a worthwhile exercise in it. And who knows, maybe Sarah and Donna, just because they've been at it for who knows, maybe they're just the ultimate masters of knowing, being able to recognize like that building over there is definitely contributing. It
Mhm.
maybe would have escaped our notice too.
Something
But
else I would like to do if I have time sometime, I'm not even sure how we'll get going, but to research who lived in these houses. Maybe not some of these 1920s or whatever, but even those, I mean, it'd be really interesting to find out what the story is about the house, who built it.
maybe Maria has tips then.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
she
yeah,
likes to do
yeah.
that for at least some
Census
friends'
will tell you
houses.
who lived there.
Who?
Census, well, census
True.
data,
True,
but as far as the story.
that'd
goes,
be the
then it
quickest
becomes-
way to just get
Yeah.
started anyway.
Maybe it's like
Mhm.
census for the names,
Wait a minute, is there a way
genealogy
to have the
sites.
addresses, people's address on census data? Oh, it does? Okay. I might give that a shot, just for fun, just look at it, some of the more interesting ones.
Keep you busy for a while.
Yeah,
How many people
So-
live here? What is their occupation? How many children?
yeah.
How they did it?
Like, did their kids go off to World War II and lose their lives like the Rice brothers? There's more stories like that out in those
I'm sure
houses,
I'm sure there are.
Back further,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
person that lived in my house who fought in the Civil War.
isn't that amazing?
Yep. I mean, they didn't build the house.
Yeah.
The house was built in 1858.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think somewhere, I mean, I never got back to research it further. But from everything I've looked at, there was a previous owner, the one that built the house.
Yeah.
But then the Batty family, like where Batty Avenue is named after them. He ended up fighting in the Civil War and was, from what I understand, a colonel or something.
Wow.
Lieutenant or a colonel, whatever in that.
I've
But
been
he
studying the Civil
survived.
War a lot.
They came
lately.
back and that family had that house till we bought it. It was ended up, the two daughters lived into their 90s.
Wow.
They lived there.
So you're like the
They-
third owner?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they both died without ever having kids. They were both married, but they outlasted their husbands. The last one who was living there, passed away with then they left it to their, nephew, who was Cliff Denigan was his name. And, his kids were living in the house when we bought it at the time.
Hmm.
And the
That's
thing was
awesome.
in terrible condition.
Oh, it
My
was?
mother's street for a while.
Huh?
I think he lived on my mother's street in the Hammers,
Yeah, he was an electrician.
Yep, he lived.
Huh.
And my uncle, anyway, so, that was in that whole family all that time, and it was left to a nephew, and then we bought the house, so.
Huh.
Really, we're only the third owners of
Yeah.
the house and all that.
The third family?
And we've been there 44 years,
Isn't
so.
that amazing?
When there's not so much turnover, in who owns the houses, that's sometimes I think when you can find the really old stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
My dad just had to, his office moved from, it had been in a house right basically at the head of Broad Street in downtown Westerly that I think would have been built in the 1860s or 70s. And they had to spend like a month or two or more just getting all the stuff out. It had been used as a law office for like 90 years.
Wow.
And so, but there's all sorts of old, just everything you can think of, old like reports and documents from the town,
Ledger,
chart boxes like they used to have on ships. And there's all sorts of
all
stuff.
kinds of cool.
Furniture from every era.
Research there for sure.
Yeah, but it's the places that don't turn over as much. I feel like
Mm.
the
Yeah,
dust
because
settles,
The
Yeah.
Well, every time the place turns over, the new people come in, they get rid of the old stuff, they bring in their stuff.
Yeah.
So if it turns over a whole bunch, the old stuff is all gone and it's all new stuff.
Well,
I think that's everything that I wanted to point out on that.
thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. That was fun.
For the next one, at least on the agenda is
50th
250th.
anniversary.
I mean, I don't have
Yes.
any, if anybody, unless anyone has anything new in terms of ideas, I don't have any new stuff to report this month
Is
for it.
anybody going to the meeting with the library
Yeah,
lady?
that's really
at
the only
Daniel
new thing.
Green?
The
I
7th,
am,
No.
Jessica.
Oh,
asked me
that's
to-
right. When is that? I think I
Tuesday?
Tuesday
I
the
have my
7th.
put it in here.
And it's just
Yeah,
kind of an
I got it.
idea generating.
5 o'clock?
I had said,
Yes.
what's the
Yeah, I'm
date?
gonna go to that.
Tuesday.
That's-
Tuesday the 7th,
The 7th?
Yeah.
Yes. at 5
this
o'clock.
coming
Next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep,
Are you gonna go?
I hope to, yeah.
If you do, I'll swing by your house, pick you up and go over
I love having a chauffeur. It's
there. You
great.
got it.
It's like I said in that email, just remember for the sake of all, observing of quorums
Yes,
and
no
everything.
quorum.
Don't volunteer.
Just, yeah, it's fine to like say, we had thought of this or that, but just,
These are here's
don't
some
like commit
ideas.
to anything and
Yeah.
otherwise you're good. That's all. But that's my PSA.
I don't have anything
Lot
to
of
fit
this-
anyway. so-
A
Yeah.
lot of this is just for the new library staff to figure out who the players are in
Yep.
town.
And that's
And
valuable too.
figure out and open the lines of communication.
Mhm.
So
That's a good idea.
talk to everybody anyway,
Yeah.
but they're new to the pool, so
Mm-hmm.
they don't know anybody.
Mhm.
And that's fine, yeah,
Mm.
it's gotta start somewhere, so.
Do they have a room big enough at Nathaniel Green Homestead?
They have
That's
that
what
little
I
house.
Huh?
They have that little house where they do their presentation.
Oh, it's a separate building?
There's a small caretaker house. They
Oh,
probably
yeah.
put
I
it in
didn't
there.
notice that.
Yeah, they show a film and
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
as an exhibit?
for the
They-
museum, yeah. So it's
Cool.
probably in there.
Yeah.
I bet so. It's kind of like what the Westerly Historical Society does. They keep it in, they've got the main house, but then they've got like the carriage house
Yeah.
that's where they do the events.
Someday I'll have one of those.
A carriage house, I'd love
The
it.
paint house, someday we'll put, someday the fire alarm building will be done. I should
Someday.
Yeah, it's like a construction ball.
Your place had a carriage house, I remember
It did.
in the backyard.
It did in the backyard. It wasn't, I mean, it was burnt down long ago when I got there, but we took all the granite from it and I used it. It was filled in completely. It
Oh,
was
wow.
a fairly good size where they kept the horses down below
Mhm.
and the carriages up top. But, there was, one of the first things we did the first couple of years is I cleaned, the backyard was totally overgrown with brush. We went in and had 2 big bonfires, 2 falls in a row, cleaned it all out.
Did you find a lot of artifacts back there?
Well, we'd find pottery, we'd find spoons, you'd find stuff, because in one place particularly, you can tell they burnt their garbage and when we're doing the garden and digging up, they'd always come through a layer of ash and there'd be nails, all this
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Oh,
But
stuff they
in the
threw in the
bond part was great because all you could see was like the stone foundation sticking out.
Yeah.
Well, right in the center of it was a 2-sided granite wall that everything must have been framed into. So I had my excavator taken, we removed it all, cleaned it up, and there was a stone floor on the bottom.
Oh,
So I
wow.
have that, that's a little patio we got back there.
Hmm.
And then they had the hitching post, which I didn't realize
Is
how
that
much
granite
work
too?
that was gonna be to move, but I have that
Oh,
down in
yeah,
the
those were
house.
fun.
I'd love to have a couple of those at the bottom, at the end of my driveway down there, that'd be
Yeah.
nice. Especially if they have the metal rings to put that horse
Yeah,
rein
yeah.
through.
Boy, but when we went to do it, we had just a little backhoe, thinking that we're gonna move that thing. And we dug around it and, it's like a pyramid, it
Yeah.
gets bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
And it went down in the ground over 4 feet. That
Wow.
thing weighed about a ton.
Yeah.
So they had to get we had to wait, I had to get a big backhoe there in order to carry it down.
Oh my
And it's
God.
been there ever since.
Where is it
40
now?
years. It's right where you walk in up to my patio.
Oh,
over
okay.
near the kitchen.
Oh, yeah,
Right
yeah,
there with the
yeah.
big iron hook on it.
yeah. They must have to be big and massive like that to keep a horse.
Oh,
from-
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Hold
and
the
they
horse.
got more than one sometimes to
Yeah.
them, so,
Yeah.
typically they had 2 horses,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
Like most
Sunday
of us
horse.
families have
Yep.
2 cars.
Yep,
and have 2
some days-
horses.
Your workhorse and your Sunday horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Sunday go to meeting horse.
Right.
But I gotta find out more about those people that live there, though, the Batty family, and, back to those times by
Mhm.
looking at census stuff like you talked
Yeah.
about and that, to find out more about it.
It gives you a starting point anyway, gives you some names.
Yep.
Mm.
I started doing it, someone in the town hall helped me, to direct me how to find the records, and I got so far, and then I never ended up going back to it,
Oh, yeah.
to finish it, so.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right,
um,
I'm off.
we'll go back to that. Driving, yeah,
I know people had suggestions about how to get more data on this. And I apologize, but I don't have legal paper because I never use it. So I kind of cut and pasted it. You can, if you do it on legal paper, and this is basically the same thing the other one was, just you end up with, could have another column of data for different places, but it really doesn't change how many bits of information you can put on the map side.
This looks
So-
good, though. I like the proportions of that.
It's bigger, I mean, it still needs a little,
Mhm.
tweaking, but, you can only, what ends up happening with this is because when we did it on here, and again, I'm not a desktop publisher, so the map gets a little skewed. Not that anybody looking at it would notice, but the paper is the same width.
Yes.
So when you put this map on here, if you want it longer than that, you can make it longer, but it skews it a little bit. Again, I don't think anybody's
What
gonna
do you mean,
notice.
skewed, stretched?
It's
Yeah.
stretched,
Yeah.
it gets stretched in order to make up the extra, what, 2 inches, 3 inches, whatever it is,
Mhm.
to fill out. But it's gonna be the same width. Because if you make this bigger, stretch it so that it keeps the proportions,
Then
you
go on down
lose
there, yeah.
about this much
Yeah.
space on the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
the only other alternative you have is if you keep the map the same size,
And
then you could
fill
add
in.
some more,
I
data
could
up
do that.
there.
Mhm.
if you think it makes it clearer to read.
Some sort of map key or something.
Well, you can always put what the idea was to take this map and take all these numbers and put these little numbers in little
Yeah.
circles so that,
Yeah.
people could find it.
Yep.
That was the whole purpose of it. I don't think I don't think stretching the map is gonna
I don't think
affect
that-
it too
yeah.
much.
It would still be usable that
Yeah.
way.
I mean, it's just more of a visual representation of, 1 is way out here and 3 is over there and,
Because yes, the amount of stretching isn't,
yes.
it's not like you made the
It's the
town
problem
twice
with
as
the
long.
shape of our town, because it's long.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, I can go either way. I don't think, and I think the issue that I had with this is that I couldn't get it through Vistaprint, but I'm sure there's printers in town that can do it on legal paper.
Mhm.
So I don't really have a problem with that. I just have to find somebody and
We
finish.
could do on legal paper here, I mean, as a sample.
Yeah.
There's a sample.
That's-
okay,
yeah, we're able to do that.
Get legal paper. I can print legal paper on my printer at
Can
home,
you?
but I just.
Well, I guess I
don't have
could
any.
too, I don't.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
okay.
I just didn't have any. What I can't print is 11 by 17.
Right
Yeah.
size.
Get my whole ream of that legal
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
paper.
I could let you have a few pieces if you.
Oh,
sheet-
there you go.
play with it.
Yeah,
And so then what happens is on the flip side of that, where you have your, welcome to, this is who we are, it gives you essentially 3-inch columns that you can add text to, or you can put more of these things on here. Because not all of these are here, because I ran out of space.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
I can email this to folks in a PDF format, because I did it. in
The size you
so-
have, can that be added to or not?
This section can be added to. So this is just the descriptive section of
Yeah.
what some of these places
Yeah.
are.
I mean, like Black Rock could be added.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. But yes, other places we could add, but I don't wanna make it all.
Yeah, and I was being very careful about the font size, because if it gets too little,
yes.
it's not fun to look at anymore.
No.
And enough space between the little paragraphs so that it doesn't just look like a page of text, which
Mhm.
nobody will ever. Because I mean, it may be that some people actually pick this up and just read this part and really don't have any intention of going anywhere. Okay, so I will send you the ones that are on. I can send everybody I can do that, right? Everybody the PDF form of
Yes.
this, just to look at.
Yeah.
And then I will send this list that indicates which ones are already written and which ones are not. So which ones have little paragraphs and which ones don't. And then if there's something else, we do have a little tiny bit of space. We might be able to add like one more.
So are we gonna have to, write about the other ones that already
Oh,
have a
yeah.
description?
Well, yeah, but the description is, 2 sentences.
Yeah, no, I get
But
that.
yeah,
But
we will.
we have to know something about them,
Yeah,
all
we
right?
will.
So you're, just so I'm clear, you're suggesting we go to the
Legal.
legal size?
I am.
Right, so
I
that
am.
you have more room.
So you have more.
Yeah,
room.
I agree.
Yeah,
And
or
so-
hold on legal papers.
Right.
really
And so what,
standard.
it will end up being folded like this, and then like this.
Yep,
And this is what you'll see.
yep.
Good.
There are plenty of fourfold brochures out there too.
I mean, it's not that much.
They can't
difference
throw people
between-
for too much of a loop.
Really, you open it up and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the thing is in the interest of moving forward, we'll get it done, and then we can always make changes and adjustments.
Absolutely.
After people use it for a while,
I like
better idea.
a couple of hundred of them
Yeah.
and not get crazy
Yeah,
with it.
don't make a big commitment.
Exactly.
Have some.
And then when we want to change it, we can just change it.
Mhm.
And I'll,
The only question I have just graphically, that map that you're using there,
Mhm.
where did you get that from?
That was on the town's website. I stole
So
it
it's
off
not
the town's
really high
website.
resolution.
No, it's not.
That's the problem. Okay, so.
You have another one we can use that will.
Well, I'm
do
not
the
saying it
trick.
for my grandfather, I just mean, that's what I thought you were gonna tell me, because anything you take off like that is never
Mhm.
great digital quality.
And I'll still try to look to see if
I mean, I don't
anybody-
care if we use like the Coventry map my grandfather did, which was done in 1970 something, because it's much cleaner. It doesn't have all the myriad writing all over it that the earlier ones did, but it's not that. I'm just wondering if we can get a higher digital quality one that would print clearer on there. I mean, again, I do this stuff all the time on my computer with I've created my own brochures, stuff like that. And if you don't have a real high quality digital,
Mhm. And
See,
the IT might
maybe-
have,
Yeah,
Yep.
IT could maybe
so
in the comp
IT
plan
might have that,
process.
be able to give you a better one that would give you better detail.
that's what I was running into when I was looking at the maps on our, village survey, was that the maps were, hard to really see the lot numbers and stuff, so.
Maps are
Like the
tough
red,
because
the ones that were like done
Yeah.
with the red, yeah.
Yeah, and there he's got his, like 3 or 4 phases of the map.
Mhm.
and None of them
the
were,
ones that are real clear are copyrighted. And so it's not like you can just take it and run with it.
Mm,
There could be, yeah, who knows, there could be other ways, maybe like open street map.
Yeah, you
Where
have
the
to buy
download and the
printing rights
resolution.
to it,
Yeah,
and
that's
it
it,
would
yeah.
be based
Mhm.
on the number of copies you're
Yeah.
gonna print.
Mhm.
Which, initially would not be that big a thing, but if you were gonna use it in perpetuity, you'd have to pay them every time you read it again.
as a government entity, I don't know. if
Oh,
that's-
government, they love to see government. Nonprofit, they might give you a break, but
Well,
government, they
government's not
figure they got
profit.
lots of money.
We can't call ourselves the Historic Society for this one then?
Well, we used to take some artistic license.
There's always
Use
the,
things.
it's better, well. never-
I think I know the expression,
Yeah.
but there may be above board ways to come up with a nice,
Mhm.
high resolution version.
That you already have that's Chris,
Of course I do.
then shoot me a copy of it and I'll, as photo, as a PNG or
Yeah, I'll-
JPEG or
I'll
something. and
Drop it down to
And-
that. I mean,
to the town.
Again, my grandfather did like 5 or 6 Coventry maps going back to the earliest one he did in
Mhm.
1941. The early ones, I mean, it's not appropriate for this stuff because it's just too much.
Too much.
stuff on
That's
it.
too bad,
Very
because that would
simple,
really be
yeah.
a big selling
Yeah.
point for
It
people to
would,
look at
but-
the thing.
It's gotta
I'll
be
give
very simple.
her-
People come over to my house and they're looking at your grandfather's maps
Yeah.
on my walls all the time.
Yeah, but the Coventry one that was done in like 1972 may be a good one, because there is information on it, but it's just not covered with information like.
There's still some interesting stuff.
Like
Yeah,
a
you
little
can follow
more
it. Any-
information on this, but.
It's more up to date, but that, with it, so that's the other thing, but you can use it to pinpoint where things are.
Yeah,
And I'm only bringing this stuff up because last night we had another George Matteson map presentation
really
and
where,
Situate Library is a precursor to the Situate Art Show. It's gonna
Oh, yeah,
do
that-
something
that
with
we
the
got-
maps. I donated a couple maps of Situate to them. They're gonna auction. So anyway,
I'm gonna go to that
But-
art show.
a gentleman came who's
Very
been
good walk.
asked me for a while to come to his business in Pawtucket. He runs what's called the map store. And he's an expert on
Oh.
old maps and how you do all this stuff with digitizing, which,
Oh.
believe me, I've done my own share of stuff and
Yeah.
getting to where I am. But he was telling me about what we're talking about, how he asked me if I would allow him to take one of my grandfather's maps and relate it digitally and overlay it on a GPS type of map for pinpointing the locations.
Wow.
And I said, wow, that's interesting.
Scale is gonna be.
I said, I've heard of it, like
Nightmare.
Larry Manier, that's kind of what they're doing with their stuff too. So I'm gonna try and meet with him next week to find out and learn more about it, because
That'd be cool.
he's, you know, he's a younger man, he's like you, and he's up on all this stuff, and he's on the cutting edge of all this map technology stuff
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
going on. So I wanna learn something from it, so
Hmm.
whatever, it may only relate to what Colleen may ultimately do with it on a website,
Right.
you know, for
Yeah.
that, that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
But to find out.
Well, yeah, I
more
mean,
about it.
eventually you want a map and you just click on the button and it
But
gives you
I
all the
can-
information.
I've made other connections in doing this stuff with the maps. There's a place in East Greenwich called Crestar. And they have the highest end equipment I've seen so far in doing scanning and other stuff, because their business is primarily with artists and that. But I've had them do a bunch of maps for me where I want real high quality. But their digital equipment, she showed me, you know, on the computer, how they have this really good photo technology, cleaning up
Yeah,
the
they run
stuff,
filters. and
really
yeah,
sharpen it
makes it
and
sharp.
really make it crisp.
Hmm.
So there, you know, there's ways
A lot of
to do
potential
it.
there.
So anyway,
And it might be
That's
worth
the
it
thing,
to
like I
take
said,
something like
I-
this to somebody
I'm
like that.
resigning from the
Yeah.
commission, but I'm still gonna be involved in the periphery doing this stuff with you guys, so.
Cause I mean,
We'll take whatever we can get.
if you have someone who has
But-
that kind of software and that
Yeah.
kind of filter to take
Yeah.
this electronic map to them and say, can you sharpen it?
Now, I was amazed
give you
by
a-
what
a
it did, because I
usable-
thought it was sharp the way it was, and then
Mhm,
ran
mhm.
it through and showed me the, you know, on the screen, the clarity of it was
Hmm.
unbelievable, so
Nice.
anyway. But that's how you can print big stuff.
Enhancement.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it for that, but that's why I should have shown it to
Yeah.
you. You can take something where it's a clear map at 24 by 36, but if you make that 4 foot by 3 foot,
It's
now
blurry.
it's blurry.
Yeah.
Pixelated.
They have that whole thing to keep
Yeah.
it sharp, and
They don't depend
of
on.
course, it makes
pixels.
for a very big
They just,
file.
the software fills
Oh,
in
yeah.
the pixels.
So
Where
they've
the
got the
pixels are
printing
missing,
equipment
it
that
fills
do
them
it.
in.
I mean, they've got top of the line printing equipment. So once I mean, even the files I've got now that I have in JPEG for some of my grandfather's maps, there's so much data on it that I can't transmit it to like Staples to have it printed
Yeah.
or any, because
You
it,
can't go through
it-
email.
I have to put it on a stick and bring it to them and have them put it in, because it's so big, you
Mhm.
know?
20 or 30
And that I
megabytes.
don't
Yeah,
wanna get
yeah,
involved
like
in.
27, 28, 29 megabyte.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we don't wanna use that for the website, cause that will take
But-
way too long for it to download for people.
It just all relates to how you get real good quality,
Yep.
you know, in the map stuff and that. It doesn't matter with the printed, you know, that's gonna come out sharp no matter what. But I've learned a lot in the past year on how to get the other digital imaging really good,
Mhm.
so.
So anyway, that's where we stand with that.
Good job.
No,
Thank you, Bill.
What's the next step and when are we gonna?
My next step is to go buy some legal paper,
we-
send you guys.
Alex is gonna give you a handful.
Yes.
Send you guys home
It's
with
a
a
little
PDF.
Concept paper.
Yeah, send you guys, the copies of the PDFs and then the list of these that are not on here. And then I'll put it all together, look at it again, proof it. And then I'll start looking at, printers. I don't know if there's anyone the town normally uses.
I'm not aware, no. I mean, we
Doesn't
probably
matter.
just do mostly our own printing, like just off of the copy machine, and every so often.
But I mean, when they have a pamphlet printed or a,
Yeah, well, those I don't know, because we personally haven't had this, like our department, I don't know the last time we would have printed up a brochure. The last brochure I remember seeing coming from the town was for this community center annex project, where I think they maybe were asking people to do a survey or something like that, but that seemed to me like someone just put it through their printer and then hand
Folded
folded
it.
it. So I don't know if they even have people, anybody in particular, if they just do it themselves.
Yeah, I think the town clerk would be the person to
Yeah.
ask about that.
It'd be best to send it through the town to have the town get them printed up, so.
If we
Yeah,
had
that's
any
the other
special rate, that
question,
would be
if
nice.
we have them, how do we pay for them?
That's what I'm saying, like, try to get the town to do it, so it just comes out of the, it'll come out of our budget, I guess, they'll do
Yeah.
a transfer or whatever, but.
So I wanna find the
Would-
cheapest thing I can buy.
Hmm.
I mean, again,
Sure.
I just bring it up because I go in there all the time. Staples does this stuff all the time and they're very reasonable.
Yeah.
So you just give them a PDF and a
Sometimes you can plug in a
Freaking
thumb drive,
thumb
yeah.
drive and they just do it, yeah. Sometimes you can give them, actually just give them a printed copy and they just. And they'll even fold them for you if you want them to. I'll get some prices.
Okay, the stone marker at corner Madison and Maple Valley Road.
I contacted the real estate agent on Monday. And, just to find out where it was at. He said they're in the final stages of, the sale.
Mhm.
And he hopes that by the end of October, it will be done. What's happening now is they're doing test holes and stuff
Mhm.
to verify that they can get a septic system on there, and that, because they don't wanna buy a lot if they find it's got a high water table or whatever, which I'm sure it'll all be fine. That area over there should good. So I just reminded him again that, once the new owners, and he has talked to the people at
Oh, he has,
Line
okay.
to mention it to them. I said, once it's done, I'd like to get their name to give them, a sales pitch on letting us, if nothing else, move the stone forward onto the right of way. And that's what we were asking you to do.
Yeah.
See if you could find out how far back from that pavement,
Mhm.
from your, maps that you have, that we have to work with.
And that's, yes, from the maps inconclusive, just because they're old and they don't show like satellite overlay.
Right.
So my next best thought would have been, and I mean, it's basically a scouting exercise that you maybe already would have done, but like to go over, see if I can spot any kind of monuments.
Here's the thing, because it's a fairly good sized lot and it's an old lot that's never been built on since probably the original town
Mhm.
meeting hall was there. They had it surveyed, and we're gonna have a survey, they'll have a survey of it that hopefully will show the stone on there. But
Mhm.
if nothing else, whenever I get a survey done for one of my house projects, it always shows the edge of pavement
Mhm.
to where,
Mhm.
like I mentioned the last time we had it, you'll see where the edge of pavement is to where the property line is. So that'll tell us right there, we can go out physically measure it,
Yeah.
from the pavement to where the property line is, and then find out. And then hopefully I can sell them on, if it's gonna stay there, either granting an easement, just that the town is responsible for to take care of.
Mhm.
And as I
And that's
mentioned
if it's
before,
on the
or maybe
private
I already
part.
mentioned it to you, we take the pink granite from over, that's sitting over there from the worker's house,
Reviews.
and make that to border
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
thing, to make it minimal maintenance, where that could be mulch or stone in around the stone like that, something like that, to make it work.
Interesting.
Yep. But we won't be able to act on it or find out much until that is sold to the new owners, which may happen in the next 4 weeks.
Mhm.
Okay, that's why I say I'm gonna keep on this stuff. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
just leave you hanging with it.
Are they willing to just voluntarily email us the survey when it's done?
I've said that to him about it, but again, he's,
Yeah.
until the people own the lot, I don't think
Which is fine.
we
yeah.
have
You're gonna
much.
get all that in here anyway, right, when they
Well-
start building on it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If and when they start to build on it, then
Mhm.
maybe it would show up through the building permit process.
Then if they don't
But-
give us the rock, you just don't approve the permits, no.
Yeah.
I'll strike that, I'm gonna
Don't
hold
worry,
it.
I'll find out who's buying it one way or another.
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Okay,
Speaking of
That's-
buying things, did that guy ever buy the Summit, library?
I thought it
Did
went
that go
through.
through?
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm pretty
curious, I
sure
wanna
it
watch
did, but I guess I don't know that for certain. Last time I heard, I think it was like the town council's gonna sign on the deal next week. I'm pretty sure that's the last I heard.
Cool. I
Okay.
wanna see that happen.
Mm.
Can I ask you a question that's not on the agenda, but it
Mhm.
just, what's happening with the monument thing? With moving them from the old town hall, and is someone designing a thing for the town yet? Is that
I-
ever anything?
I thought there was at least a conceptual design that was done,
I saw it.
but I don't
design.
remember who, I don't know who did it.
It was part of the grant, wasn't it? They did a conceptual. design
Yeah,
for
or
the
they like,
grant?
that maybe they commissioned it to serve the
Mhm.
application. Cause I don't even know if they were awarded the grant that they were going for that.
But they're still working on that?
As far as I know, I just haven't heard anything in a while.
Who's in charge of that?
I think it might be Maria. I thought it was the town manager's office that
Mhm.
was leading on that one.
The letter I got
It would
for
be nice if
requesting a
they
letter of support
Let,
from the
let
town
the
manager.
public know a little about it.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't think they've gotten the money yet, though,
No.
but I don't think they know if they've gotten. But yeah, there was a conceptual drawing attached to that
Hmm.
request for support letter. Interesting.
Mm.
As long as it doesn't look like a cemetery all lined up.
No.
Had a little
Yeah.
winding path.
Walk.
and-
Okay.
They had an
Use
area
for
with a
something.
library, like a
Use
little
for a
amphitheater
drawing.
for the library to use. That was next to it, so,
Support
you
for the
know,
grant.
long as, I suppose designs can change.
That
Yeah.
was a
Hmm.
conceptual drawing, if you will.
Okay. New business, goals and objective exercise.
Okay. Alex was good enough to put it in the packet, a worksheet. And, let's see,
Oh,
um. Was it, I think this is another page.
Is it just double
Oh,
check?
on that, okay. My printer doesn't do that, so I was like, oh yeah, we can do two-sided here.
two-sided home, you just take it out, flip it over.
Oh, yeah, that's too much. And also, Chris, do you, were you gonna pull this up, or is this?
I didn't have that one pre-prepared. I could go back to my desk and get it, but
No, does everybody have this stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, they
I
do,
did
okay,
print
yeah,
it
no,
off,
that's,
yeah.
that's fine, I just wanted everybody to have that to take home and look through it.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly go through this, I can make this pretty, short and sweet. This is for our goals and objectives, and I put a little bit of, information here to get us started, and basically, this tells you the difference between goals and objectives, because it's important that, that we can build objectives that bring us to our goals. So that first table up there shows you that when you're thinking about the scope of a project, the goal, it's broad and overarching targets, but then the objective is narrow and specific. How are you going to get to that goal? All right, and I'm not going to go through everything because you can look at this later too. Well, time frame, long term, and objectives are short term. And my epiphany was that we can just use our mission and vision statements to pull out our goals to keep everything unified through all of our work. And I bolded the keywords in the mission statement and the vision statement that end up becoming our goals. And we start with the vision statement. We're gonna engage residents with the town's heritage through exhibits. So that would be our first goal, engage residents with the town's heritage through exhibits. So then, and we're not gonna do this tonight, but I was hoping, and if you have a better way to organize our thoughts on this, I would like to hear it. But I'm thinking we'll just take it home tonight, and then on next meeting, bring it back and just scratch a few things on there, nothing major, just throw your ideas on there. And so the first one is, what are our objectives for exhibits, like, the glass cases,
Online.
events with a table, what?
Online.
Online, yeah, online. And then the next one is publications. What kind of publications are we gonna make? We've got our nice little brochure. Other things will come about, so those will be the objectives there. And then the next one was events out of the vision statement. What events, what are our objectives, what kind of events? Maybe we come up with 3 different events that we could do, online resources. That
Probably
really
some
is-
overlap with the 250th stuff.
Yeah,
in that one, yeah.
Yeah, and that could be one of the objectives, is come up with a project that aligns with the town's 250.
Mhm.
um, events. Online resources, we'll be able to do that one pretty easily. We'll have a lot to say about that one.
Mhm.
And then this last one is on here because this is the only thing I pulled out of the mission statement, is to preserve the town's cultural, social, economic, political, and architectural history. It's an important goal, but it's vague and it's already incorporated in the things that were in the vision. You know, our mission statement and then our vision statement are related, so they are kind of similar. So we don't even have to really come up with that.
Not in there is the architectural history. Because that.
You're saying that hasn't been covered by the
hasn't been
others,
Covered by the
Yeah.
others, really.
and we know
Yeah.
like
Oh,
the,
true, I get your point, yeah.
Yeah.
like the CLG grant, I mean, you could say that that was, yeah, it was more than just architectural, but
Right.
obviously that's a huge piece of the National Register process.
It is cultural,
Yeah.
it is.
First and
architecture that
foremost, I
they've
feel
done.
like it's,
So-
yeah,
I could just shorten that one to say preserve the town's architectural history. And then we'll come up with some objectives there like the CLG. Maybe we'll look for another CLG.
Or what's the next step on that?
Yeah,
there
Yeah.
could be individual projects, like research things of, specific buildings, you know.
I'd like to do that.
Sometimes like, yeah, ones that maybe are either showcase preservation things or maybe more saliently, one, buildings that are in trouble, like Providence Preservation Society does like their 10 most endangered buildings, like,
Oh.
I don't know about, you know, Coventry, like Coventry's
Mhm.
10 most
We-
endangered, like, you know,
The St. Germain's.
Oh, we-
Yeah, really.
No, we got them, but it's like,
I
you know,
think
but there's like,
more than
you can
endangered,
get creative
yeah.
about how to,
Yeah,
different architectural topics to cover.
I don't know if we have the political wherewithal if we had that list.
No, I mean, yeah, what,
list, it doesn't mean you have to do anything with it, just
Yeah.
making
Just
the
don't
list.
show it
is
to anybody.
something. I mean, that's what you put on your website and that's what you,
Mhm,
your publications,
mhm.
you know, that'd be fun.
And then the other thing is this big, stapled packet here is drawn right from the Rhode Island Historic Preservation and Heritage Commission's strategies, policies, goals, and objectives. I just included this in here because I wanted you to like kind of just read through it a little bit on your own time when you have a few minutes. And just kind of see some of the things that the state of Rhode Island, this was 2021, so this is newer, what the state is, going for. Really, the one that I thought would pique everyone's interest is goal number 2, retain community character through preservation of local heritage, but blah, 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 blah. That's an important one. And then,
I remember doing
I
this,
highlighted my copy, let's see.
long range planning.
Um,
Strategy 3.1.
What was the
I remember
one?
doing these.
Well, at any rate, you'll see here that they have the goal and then the objectives, so we can use that to train our minds on how do we want to word our objectives to make it to that goal. But they even go further with strategies. They really did a lot of work on this side.
Well,
I mean,
you
it's-
get down into the weeds and it should be measurable and it should be demonstrable and it
Mhm.
should be, I
It's
mean, there's
also
all these things you're
consistent.
supposed to do.
That's how like comp plans look, you
Yeah.
know, goal, policy, action, like it's that same sort of breakdown, so
Yeah,
it makes sense that, yeah, if they're planning adjacent, they're probably collaborating with statewide planning, which sets the frame for all the towns, so it's familiar enough.
Terminology changes from plan to plan, but it's basically the same thing.
there was one here that talks about helping local municipalities. Which one is it?
Road buildings, ensure equity representation.
See, and goal number 5 is kind of what we're doing, right, with residents being knowledgeable about historic buildings, areas, archaeological sites, and cultural heritage.
Retain community character. Healthy, accessible, and diverse. Ensure equity and representation. Knowledgeable and ethnic and cultural traditions preserved.
I'm not seeing the one that talks about local municipalities. Let's see, goal one, protect preserve municipal properties.
What might be
And-
an objective within a goal that you
No,
saw?
it was a whole, goal, let's see.
And to be clear as well, this came from this is like our HPHC's own document.
Yeah.
And so when we look at this, we're looking at it as our own, how our own work kind of conforms
Yes,
to what they're thinking. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lineage that we trace.
yeah, yeah, because,
We fit on a municipal level in with the state.
Strengthen local preservation efforts, is what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
which goal is that?
That's objective 3A. So under goal 3.
Oh.
Objective 3A, strengthen and local
Yeah.
preservation.
Yeah, there you go. And
Yep.
A is, I think, what
Mhm.
you're quoting.
Yeah, exactly. So, this is kind of where we fit right in here.
Yeah.
But we're authorized to do our work by the state. So it just stands to reason that all of our goals should be able to be folded into this document if we needed it to. So that's it. So next time when everybody comes, just
Mhm.
put some thoughts on the paper and then I'll aggregate it all and finish it off.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, so-
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
You're gonna go watch the Red Sox?
I am.
You are? Me too.
Second.
All in
Okay.
favor?
I,
Opposed? The Yankee fans.
I've been playing some
opposed.
good ball.
7:04. Thank you, guys.